Dear friends, in today's class we are going to discuss the syntactical structure of C++ program, the general syntax structure without class and general syntax structure with class. In both way, we can differentiate the syntactical structure of the C++ program. First of all, the general syntactical structure of C++ program without class. Every C++ program needs a header file iostream.h. Just you remind, in C the header file is used as stdio.h. In C++ the header file is used as iostream.h. Without iostream.h, input and output operation cannot be performed. Included the directory. Hash is known as preprocessor directory, means compiler before executing main functions open curly bracket, it reads those statement first. Hence it is known as your preprocessor. Hash is a preprocessor directive. Included the directory. iostream.h is the header file which is used for input and output operation. Conio.h header file is used to clear the screen if there is CL or SCR to be used before getting the fresh output. If you want to clear the output screen, then you have to use conio.h. Then void main function is required for every program like C, and program starts execution from open curly bracket, ends with close curly bracket. If any global variable you need, then you can declare before the main function which is optional, and within the main function which is written, that is known as your local variable. Local variable is only accessed within that block, but the global variable can be accessed within the block and outside the block. And the rule is as usual, every C++ program requires main function. Program execution starts with open curly bracket and ends with close curly bracket. Each statement must be ended with a semicolon mark, and every keyword in C++ like C should be written in small letter, because there is the distinction between the capital letter and the small letters. And remember, what is the requirement of getCH function we are using in C? Giving the pausing activity and ask user to input any character, then it will skip from there. Until and unless you don't press any key, you will not terminating from the program. Means at last, if you want to view the output, then before the close curly bracket of main function, you should give getCH, so that the program will run and the output will be visualized. If you don't give getCH, then your program is executed, your output is displayed, but you cannot see. You have to see by giving Alt F5, or in the window menu there is a user screen. But instead of doing all, you can give getCH function, so that your output will be visualized after running. This is the general or the basic syntactical structure of the C++. If you compare with the C, instead of iostream, you are using their stdio.h. Otherwise, everything in C and C++ basic syntax is the same. There you have to use for input output in C printf scanf. Here you have to use cin and cout as input and output function, which you will be discussed in the latter part while writing the program. Then, in addition to general syntax structure, C++ is famous or very powerful for object-oriented programming concept. If there is an object, then there is a class, and in the class hierarchy, what is the syntax of the class program so far as the C++ is concerned? Header file is as usual, nothing to discuss. We have to start discussing from here. Every class program needs a class. Class is a keyword as a user-defined data type. Name is an identifier. You can give anything else, x, y, z, anything else. The block of statements should be written within the open curly bracket and close curly bracket, and class must be ended with a close curly bracket of semicolon, just like a structure. Then within the class we declare two things. One is member, one is method. And members and method, if you do not specify any access specifier like a private, public or protected, the default access specifier is always a private. In Java, the default access specifier is a public or default, whereas in the C++, the default access specifier is a private. Either you specify or don't specify. Because why you have to specify? Because it provides data encapsulation. Data encapsulation provides reusability and data protection. Data protection is provided by three access specifiers: private, public and protected. Hence, private you can write, followed by data type variable, means integer, character, float, followed by variable name, which is known as your member or data member. Then you can write functions, because as we know, member is used to store the value, function is used to operate on the member. Return type means void integer what the function can return. Function name is user defined, hello, hi, bye, whatever you can take. And if the function carry any parameter, you can specify as argument 1, argument 2, dot dot dot, or it is empty parenthesis, no argument. And as function carries the definition part, the block of code to be written within the function. As hence, whatever the operation you want to place in the data member, you have to write here. This is starting curly bracket, ending curly bracket of the function, and the class should be ended with a curly bracket and semicolon. And this class can be defined locally or globally. Locally means within the main function, globally means before the main function. In globally, if you declare, you can access anywhere, but if you declare local, you can access within that block only. Same thing that is declared within the main function, hence both the declaration is the same. Class name, access specifier, data type variables, return type function name, and so on. Followed by, if the block of code is there, within the function name as the definition part, you can write the codes within this. Then class should be ended, and it is ended with a semicolon. How the object of the class to be declared? Class name object. And what is the requirement of object? By the help of object, we can interact with the method and member. Object.method name, object.member name. Dot is the membership operator through which object can communicate with the class in the form of members and methods. In this way, two types of syntactical structure we discuss. One is general C++ program structure, this is, and another is by the help of a class program. When we do the class program, what is the syntactical structure to follow? So by taking those syntactical structure of basic syntactical structure and class syntax structure in the latter part, we are going to discuss and define different programs so far as the C++ program is concerned. In the next class, we are going to discuss few important things which is most important for C++ curriculum. And without knowing the syntax as the formula in programming environment, set of command is known as a syntax, or simply we can term as a formula, we cannot write any C or C++ program. I think this syntactical structure of today's class are understood by all. Having any doubt, please make the comments. If you like this video, please like it. If you did not subscribe previously, kindly subscribe it. Thank you. See you in the next class.